David Hensley strolls to the plate.
Yep.
And
he works.
Did you guys listen to his post-game presser?
No.
He said he saw two different pitches, and he knew everything already. He was like, all I had to see were two pitches.
He said that?
Dude,
yes.
I love this.
And not so many words, he said it. And he's just cool,
Hensley,
calm,
I
collected.
literally love you, bro.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Beyond the Diamond Podcast here on the Apollo Podcast Network. Brian Lalima, Apollo Dez, producer Josh here with you. ALDS game number 1 is in the books. The Houston Astros win in a wild walk-off winner. Yordan Alvarez hits an upper tank in the bottom of the 9th inning, a 3-run bomb to win it for the Astros 8-7. I mean, my God, I've watched so many different camera angles and crowd reactions, and I honestly still cannot believe yesterday happened as we record this on a Wednesday. That game was on Tuesday. The Astros play again tomorrow on Thursday, 2:37 first pitch against the Mariners. Mariners have their stud, Luis Castillo, going. The Astros have Framber Valdez. But first, we talk about game number 1. Dez, Josh, you guys were there. So how was it in the building?
Great. Loud. Obviously didn't start off good.
Yeah, not an ideal start.
Not an ideal start. Got punched in the mouth. We talked about it. The Mariners team can string hits and runs together in bunches, and that's what they did. They jumped all over Justin Verlander. It just seemed like it was barrels and barrels and barrels. If you would have told me that your Cy Young award winner gets chased in the 4th inning, giving up 10 hits and 6 runs, and we would still win that ball game, I'd say, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
But I would not believe it. And that's what we had. And so in the stadium itself, the crowd and energy was great, and then it just all was deflating. And then there's so much I want to say about yesterday's crowd because they had a lot of wherewithal. And when I say that is that, yes, they were down 4-0, and then they cut in half, and then they cut in half again when they're down, 6-2. The crowd was just in it. As soon as there was that one little thing that had to break their way, they were back in it and engaged. And so shout out to the crowd. Obviously, you've seen all the videos and highlights by now how electric it was on the walk-off, but throughout the game, before the comeback even started, it was pretty damn good energy for the ALDS.
Yeah, I think when we look at that game, the Astros had absolutely no business winning that game.
0. None.
The Mariners scored 7 runs. They knocked out Justin Verlander after the 4th inning. They pounded out 10 hits, 6 runs off of him, and they lost. They found a way to lose the game. And we've talked about it all morning, all afternoon. The Mariners and Scott Service threw his best arms at the Astros, and they managed to cut it down from 4-0 to 4-2. Then it was 6-2. Then it was 6-3. Then it was 7-3. And then obviously we saw the bomb that Bregman hit off of Munoz, and the dude Munoz for the Mariners throws 103 miles an hour, and Bregman hit a curveball out,
huge
to make it 7-5. And then, I mean, I think in the grand scheme of things in that game, yeah, Yordan's was an electric ending, one of the most improbable wins for the Astros probably ever. But there were so many different small things in that game that allowed the Astros to hang around, stay in it, and then, put the platform up there for Yordan to come in and hit the walk-off. Like one that I can think of right off the top of my head was Yordan throwing a guy out from left field. Yordan going to the foul line to make a backhanded play.
Yeah, that
there was a tough double play that Pena turned early in the game where he had to go back on his glove side, flip it to Altuve, they turn it. The short hop that he caught from Christian Vasquez throwing somebody out. I mean, there's so many different plays. Obviously, David Hensley, which we're going to break down his at-bat. The kid has 30-something at-bats since September. Like, he just got called up, and he gets an at-bat in the playoffs, works a walk or a hit by pitch on a 3-2 count, and then everyone's like, okay, Altuve's going to tie it up. He strikes out, and then Jeremy Pena, another rookie, heavy sliders, swings through, makes an adjustment, takes a ball off the plate for ball 1, makes it 1-2, and then he gets a dotted up slider that's a pretty good pitch, Gets the barrel there, extends the inning, and then obviously Yordan Alvarez. And then how about Scott Service bringing in Robbie Ray? He fucking brought in Robbie Ray to try to close it. Lefty on lefty. Yordan hits everybody. Come on. I mean, my God, what a game. I still literally can't, like we've said it all, like I said all morning, like we still can't put into words what we saw yesterday. It's crazy. Just absolutely bananas. What an ending.
I think the cool thing, Tucker had a hell of a play in the ninth.
That's another one.
Talking about.
That's one I missed. Yeah.
I mean, that ball gets away. That's a runner in scoring position, and there's a possibility they scratch a run, an insurance run, right? So that kind of play, Bregman's home run was just absolute. Turning around 103 is just dumb. Like the guy, I think he's gonna be dog of the month for October. Like it's Alex Bregman's month. And
over Yordan?
Over Yordan. Yeah, I think it'd be Bregman's month. I really do. Like the confidence and just the way he's approaching at bats, and I mean, it's just this lineup is deadly. Yeah. And so he talked about it. Hey, shout out Dusty Baker and the game plan to staff. You obviously don't game plan for your Cy Young and ace to be not chasing the fourth inning, but these guys, Brian Abreu, right? Javier, Hunter Brown, and Montero. They went in and did their jobs. And we talked about it off air. Getting Hunter Brown in this game was huge because it got his feet wet. It's like a freshman quarterback. You're going to dial him up some easy throws, get him in a groove, and that's going to pay dividends. Javier looked great. Abreu, great. I mean, we talked about it. The guy's just turned around his entire career over the last 4 or 5 months. And then Rafi Montero, I mean, against his old team, we didn't even think about that. Like that's a pressure cooking spot.
Yeah.
And so the bullpen stepped up. You had Verlander have a bad outing. I don't expect him to follow that up with another bad outing. So now you have Seattle down 0-1 with their ace looming, and you have an opportunity to jump on him. And this thing gets really interesting because they just sent out their 18 bullpen. That means from game one, our guys are getting at bats, and we've talked about it all year. You give these Astros multiple opportunities to see these pitchers. By the end of the series, they're all over them. Doesn't matter how nasty you are. And respectfully, we charted out our B team bullpen in the sense of all the guys we didn't use. And I'm not using B team as a negative term. Wow, man, you're right. That was aggressive.
Yeah, man, my bad. Thank you.
I won't
Thank
say
you to no one that blessed me. I really appreciate it.
I won't say
big,
B
big
team anymore.
Guy.
I won't say B team anymore.
Sorry. Big team around here.
And so you have going into game 2, you have Framber Valdez, who's gonna give you 6 innings, and you can hand it off to I don't know a Hector Neris, a Ryan Stanek, a Ryan Presley. All of a sudden, you have your horses ready to go to seal game 2.
I mean, you could even use like Montero only threw 11 pitches.
What did Hunter?
And you have a day off in between.
How many Hunter Brown throw? Like
13. Yeah.
Who threw the most? Christian Javier, 30.
Javier had
Christian
20,
Javier only.
Abreu had 33.
Okay.
Yeah.
Javier had 21. Hunter Brown 13. Montero 11.
So all of them can throw again Thursday if they need.
So let's address people that were critical of Dusty Baker yesterday.
I was critical. I tweeted. I was upset about.
But what were you upset about? Leaving Verlander in a little too long?
Yeah, that's what I was really upset. I was like, and I understand, like, you keep your guy out there to eat innings, but I was like, this should be Hunter Brown. Let's extend him for 4 or 5.
So you were okay with the Hunter Brown?
Oh, I wanted Hunter Brown in the second.
Yeah.
Inning.
So I'm with you as far as bringing in Hunter Brown to get his feet wet. The score at that point when he came into the ballgame was 7-3. What a perfect moment for him to come in the game. You would rather have a rookie who has had very little time with the team come in a situation where it's 7-3 rather than waiting, and let's say it's game 3 in Seattle, it's 2-1 and it's in the 7th and you bring in Hunter Brown in a spot. No, I would rather him come into a ball game at home 7-3, and he pitched well. Of course, he pitched well. Now, as far as Abreu and Hunter Brown and Christian Javier and Montero, what we saw from Dusty Baker yesterday is a masterclass in management. It's not the most popular thing for him to continue to ride with Verlander in that game. You said it yourself, you wanted him an early exit. Josh, I think you said earlier that you probably would have pulled him earlier, right?
Yeah, I mean the whole point of having so much pitching depth is if one of your guys is not on,
Right.
then you have depth, so
if
you can use it.
If you look at Verlander's outing yesterday, there was an inning where he got hit around a little bit. The very next inning, boom, clean, 1, 2, 3.
That was a huge inning.
The inning after that, he gets 2 quick strikeouts, and then he gives up like 2 or 3 more runs.
Yeah,
hits,
then J.P. Crawford hit that tank
with 2 outs, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, I wasn't upset about it, but I would have pulled him earlier.
Yeah, us here weren't, but there were plenty of people I saw that were extremely upset with it. And Dusty Baker, you ride with you. Look, Justin Verlander's your horse.
Yeah.
He's going to be the Cy Young. You ride with him as long as possible.
How many times has he recovered from a start and then gone like I was like, oh, he'll recover. He'll go like 6 or 7 innings.
The game, right?
Yeah.
So I think where or what we saw yesterday was Dusty Baker throwing the arms that we saw come out of the bullpen. You just had to keep the game there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that's how much respect he has and he knows for his lineup. You kept it between 3 and 4 runs and not let it get out of hand. And a knock here, a walk here could turn into 2 or 3 runs, just like we saw.
Yeah.
7-3. Bregman comes up in a big spot in the 8th and hits a bomb, cuts it to a 2-run deficit, and you have a chance.
Yeah.
You have a chance, right? So, and he talked about it. He said, I knew we had a chance if we just kept it close. So what we saw from those arms, you didn't burn Brown. You didn't burn any of those guys.
Yeah.
Because another thing is that people forget, or people just didn't want to take into consideration with the irrational thoughts in the moment, I guess. The Astros have a day off today. There's a day
I forgot.
off.
I honestly did forget that we had. I thought.
You're
right
in the moment. You're at the park. You're pumped. You're amped. People forget. They have a day off today. Who threw the most pitches? Brian Abreu at 33?
Yes.
Yeah. Think about that. I know it's in a high intensity, high leverage spot in an actual game. 33 pitches, that's a bullpen.
Well, yeah, and
that's a bullpen.
There's another day off after Thursday.
Right.
So he can go again Saturday and he'll be fine.
So I just didn't, I saw so many different things like, why is Hunter Brown throwing? Why did you bring in Christian Javier? All these different things.
I don't know who else they want to bring Stanek in. Like, I don't know who else you want to come in.
Yeah. And like Des, like you mentioned, those guys pitch, you still got Montero. Or I'm sorry, you still got Neris. You still got Stanek. You still got Presley.
Yeah.
You still got Luis Garcia. You still got Urquidy.
Yeah.
You still got, did I say Presley already? You still got Presley.
Like your starter is known to figure a way out to throw 110 pitches and go at least.
Right.
6.
Like,
so,
look at the arms that I just mentioned that didn't even throw yesterday.
Yeah.
And today is a day off. So I will never understand why we as a fan base are so damn hypercritical of Dusty Baker. He won 106 games this season as the manager. Yeah, Hunter Brown got in early. Good. You want that experience. Like, I just, dude, it was maddening. And like, the Astros lineup is so good, you just keep it close, and we saw the result of that. We saw the result of it. They won the ball game.
And there's not another game where Jose Altuve goes 0 for 4 either.
Yeah,
in moments where we've seen Jose Altuve shine.
I was gonna say bold prediction. Lead off bomb off Castillo.
I'm with
you.
I want to put $1 million on that
because he's Castillo. I mean, maybe he won't, but I see Castillo grooving in, even if it's in the 99 sinker.
Yeah,
Altuve just sits on it,
especially after the 0 for 4. Like, it just makes so much sense that he does that.
And another thing that I really liked that Dusty Baker did was Vasquez got in the game early.
Yeah.
What was it, the 6th or the 7th?
We got to find a way.
We need offense.
He comes in and leads off with a single.
Yep.
I know he grounded out in the 9th, but still, just him putting that approach together and getting a single to lead off that inning, like, it just gives.
Well, it makes sense when you need runs, you put in your better offensive players. Yeah.
This is where the only thing I'm critical about so far with this playoff roster is we're not carrying a third catcher, because you have to find a way to get Vasquez in this game.
Yeah.
And if Vasquez got hurt,
Vasquez is your DH.
If Vasquez got hurt there,
dude,
what do you do?
There's going to be a game watch. There's going to be a game where Maldi goes like 2 for 5 with a bomb.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But his at-bats still yesterday were not good. Like,
no.
Yeah, but I mean, also to command the ship, right?
Oh, he has to.
And do all that. But
right.
I think honestly, a big thing is the game one from Yuli Gurriel. Like,
Yeah.
everyone has been on his case
He hit a
all
bomb,
season.
3 hits. Yeah.
You talk to him, he probably agrees with everyone of how bad he was. But I said it on the podcast. I was like, what if it's his month of October? You throw everything out. Who gives a shit what he did this regular season?
Right.
If he has what he did last night and he keeps us up for another 3-4 weeks, that's all we'll talk about forever.
Yeah.
Is the October
will remember how bad his regular season.
No one will remember that. And so it came to fruition a bit yesterday. 3 for 4. Really, really good at bats. Obviously the home run, but man, this team, you just gotta hang around the rim with this offense. Just keep it there.
Keep it close.
And good things happen because it's so hard in October to win and close games out. It's just maddening. Every out matters, all 27 of them. And you had it again yesterday. And so to see Hensley come off the bench cold and draw that walk, huge. Altuve gets out. Then you have Pena, who I think everyone on the planet knows that the slider way is his kryptonite right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's break down that ninth inning.
The 9th inning.
Let's break down Hensley
Okay.
and Pena.
I mean, one thing you gotta remember with Pena is his first at bat awful.
Yeah,
Go back and watch that at bat.
he got schooled.
Yeah, and you're like, damn. Like, I really hope this isn't how the game's gonna go for him. So for him to make the adjustment, in-game adjustments, man, we've talked about it so much here on Beyond the Diamond that what we saw from Jeremy Pena as a rookie, first playoff game, the lights are bright.
The ghost of Carlos is there.
Right. The kid, and he played sound defense. I named 2 plays already. There was a double play that he turned that was not an easy play. He took the short hop from the Christian Vasquez on the stolen base attempt, was able to short hop it, throw the tag down, get that runner. And then he comes up in the 9th. So you have Vasquez leads off, grounds out. David Hensley strolls to the plate.
Yep.
And
He works.
did you guys listen to his post-game presser?
No.
He said he saw 2 different pitches, and he knew everything already. He was like, all I had to see were 2 pitches.
He said that.
Dude,
Yes.
I love this
And
guy.
not so many words, he said it. And he's just cool,
Hensley,
calm, collected.
I literally love you, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was
on the
watching
podcast.
that at bat last night
Come on the podcast.
in my head. I was thinking of a comp.
Yeah.
We just added
A
we
police
call him a
officer.
cop?
no
Police
a
officer.
comp.
A comparison.
Comparison.
Okay.
Oh,
We just added
I even said police officer. That's not okay.
we just added possibly Chris Bryant to this lineup.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll give
Good
you a better.
comparison.
I'll give you a better comp. A 6'5" Ben Zobrist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking
Yeah.
his frame and the way he
He is
attacks
framed.
it.
He is frames like his
when
frames
he-
like Bryant.
When he got to the plate, all I was thinking to myself was just find a way on. Find a way on, flip the lineup with just 1 out, and give Altuve, Pena, and hopefully you get to Yordan and Bregman, right?
Yeah.
Just find a way on. And there was a pitch on the outer half that he fouled straight back, and I said, oh shit. I said, he might hit a double here. Then he worked the count, spoiled some pitches, I want to say he also took one that was on the outer half. And then the next one obviously flew straight up and in, nicked him, hit by pitch. And
It was
got
a
on.
3-2 pitch anyway. So
Yeah, it was a 3-2
so
pitch. So
he-
either way,
he-
right?
he worked
so
his-
base hit, ball 4, whatever.
Yeah.
And so he walks, and then personally, I was like, oh, this is Altuve's moment. Like, dude's 0 for 3 on the night. He's going to smoke one right into the Crawford boxes. The place is going to go bananas.
Yeah.
And then the Astros are going to tie it. And how you say it? Sewalt?
Seawald. Yeah.
Blew Ched 3 pitches.
yeah.
Bingo,
Morning, good
bango,
afternoon,
bongo.
good night.
See you
He,
later.
he had a good sequence on
I mean,
Altuve
dude,
there.
just blown away, right? So I'm like, damn, dude, 2 outs. Like, okay, Jeremy Pena, like, come on, bro.
Let's get it to the next guy.
Exactly. Just
get
pass
it
the
to,
bat.
Just get it to the next guy.
Just keep it going. And he gets down in the count, 0-2, takes a pitch on the outer half, and then it's like, okay, you got to know a slider's coming. And the slider was a good pitch. Dotted up on the outside half, gets the barrel there, up the middle, and the rest is history. You know,
Well, the thing is this is what makes baseball so great, because JP was 0 for 4 coming in that bat, and no one's talking about it.
Right.
It's all about the clutch hit. And to see that, and he can build off that, getting the foot down. Seawald's nasty, does that slider, dotted up. I mean, not to give everyone like PTSD and like horrors, but that was like a Will Harris like dotted on the corner type pitch. And to take it back up the middle, anytime I see that, I just get bricked up. Like watching hitters do that, just drive it all right back up the middle. And so it sets the stage for Yordan Alvarez. And
that first pitch to Pena, I was looking at it. That fastball, it was way off the plate, and he got called
strike one, right?
And he could have, as a rookie, that could have ruined his whole at bat.
But 2 outs, 2 strikes, gets the job and gets it to the next guy, and gets it to the big guy, and the big guy does what the big guy does, and ends
Dude,
games.
Remember we talked about on the podcast last time?
I was just gonna say, we talked about Robbie Ray. One of the names that we kept talking about was how bad he is. Against the a 10 ERA.
Going into that game, he had a 10.97 ERA against the Astros this year. We lit him up every time.
He panicked.
I still cannot believe he brought Robbie Ray in, and it's not even a lefty. He had another lefty in the bullpen. Like he has another lefty arm that's on the roster.
Yeah. He went to his Cy Young from last year to close the game out, and that's a panic move. And he pissed down his leg.
When they showed Robbie Ray getting loose during the Pena at bat, I was like, there is no way this dude is going to enter this game. I was like, he's got to be just up in the bullpen, getting some light bullpen work in. You know, they've got a day off tomorrow. Then they got a game he's not pitching in. Then they got to travel to Seattle. He won't pitch till Saturday. Maybe just getting in like a flat ground type thing.
Yeah.
No. Live bullets.
And then they bring him in, and I was like, oh my God. Like, what are you doing, Scott Service? Like, and that's what I talked about on this podcast. And we discussed the October experience. Huge. Like, not just for the players, but for the manager.
Yeah.
21 years the Mariners have not been to the been to the playoffs. And these guys in the Mariners had the Astros on the on the ropes. They punched him in the mouth. They ran out Verlander. They had an opportunity to put the Astros away, and they couldn't do it. That's the playoff experience that I'm talking about.
And as soon as Ray opened the bullpen thing to come out, Jake Myers turned and said, "It's Ray," and they kind of went, and they all looked at their iPads.
Dude, like, they were chomping at the bit, man.
Yeah, that's boots on the ground right there. That's boots on the ground intel.
Here's like another thing. The first pitch he threw to Yordan was all over it. He just happened to foul it off.
Oh, yeah. And then he went back.
Back with another fastball.
So
on the inner third, like, come on, dude. What are you doing?
This is where we talked about the experience, right? Lefty-lefty matchup like it's 1995. Like, that matters anymore. But I would have gladly taken my chances with Seawald. Yes, his pitch count was getting up there. But Yordan being able to hit a home run off that slider and fastball.
He might have hit a double.
Right.
Like that.
It might have been a game time double.
That slider has to be really bad.
Yeah.
And he showed it how nasty it was, even though Pena had a great at bat. So I would have stuck with my closer. And so by doing that, I thought it was a panic move. Lefty game over. Now Robbie Ray's just probably in a tailspin. You have them because you had an opportunity. Seattle had an opportunity to take over a series and then have their ace make it 2-0 and like, hey, now Houston, you got to come to Seattle to win 2. And so it's just crazy. That home run changes the whole entire complexion for the city, this fan base, for the entire month of October. And what I thought was really cool, and I have it pulled up, this is from Tags on MLB.com, the quotes from Verlander and Breggs and all the guys, like, they're all talking about Yordan, but they don't fail to mention Pena's hit and Hensley's at bat. Right. Like, the vets on this team are talking about the rookies, and they know, like, they understand how big and important those at bats were. It's not like
two rookies.
Two rookies.
That's wild.
David Hensley. Look up David Hensley at bats. It's like 30 something. Since he got called up, right before the September call ups.
Yeah. He only had 29 at bats.
29 at bats, so not even 30. And he got an at bat in a pinch hit opportunity in the bottom of the ninth in ALDS game number 1 and worked a walk.
Well, I just think it speaks volumes of this organization and team and coaching staff and the players and the culture that these guys are prepared for these moments.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not too big. It's an opportunity for them. And look, baseball's a game of failure. If Hensley would have struck out and Penny would have struck out, we'd be sitting here obviously upset, but that's baseball. Like, for the success for them to have and the at-bats, it wasn't like hey, I'm gonna stick my ass out, throw my hands, and something fell. Those were big league at bats in a big league moment.
Right.
And so I think it's so cool to see all these vets, and it's weird saying like calling Breggs and all these guys veterans, but these young guys too.
Yordan's a vet, and he's only like what is he now?
25. Yeah. And so like, it was just a damn good win, and it was a huge win.
Think about if you're Seattle. Talk about first of all, it's a demoralizing loss. Imagine what's going to happen if Jose Altuve leads off with a bomb off of Castillo and they get to him early, and then they got to go to the bullpen.
Yeah,
crushing.
Before we end it, let's do a preview of Game 2,
Like
and where do you think
crushing.
the rest of the season's going to go?
Before we get into Game 2, I think this shout out and recognition of why home field advantage means something. And by going out, taking care of business, winning 106 games, getting them one overall seed, that's huge.
Right.
And so now you have an opportunity going in tomorrow to jump on their ace and send a message. And look, Luis Castillo is nasty. He's an absolute dude on the mound, but this team grinds at bats, and they just turn a switch on. I don't remember the last time watching a game the way these guys took those kind of at bats since probably the World Series of last year. Like the regular season Astros could score. They've obviously scored 8 runs, right? But
yeah,
it's 4 here, it's 3 here, it's 1 there. Last night it was like, hey, let's lock in. Let's make sure we use all 27 outs.
Yeah,
and they did it. And it's just when this team turns that switch on, and everyone paying attention, watching, and tuning into Beyond the Diamond, that you've seen it because we're watching every single game. This team just has a different switch, a different motor in October. And if you're not watching Houston Astro baseball, you're just waiting till you see them play in October. You don't get it. This team has its regular season, and they have their postseason.
It's we've said it here on Beyond the Diamond. It's the postseason experience. It's the veteran-led clubhouse. And another thing to not pass over and not to look past is the fact that they added Michael Brantley and Jason Castro to the additional players list just so that those guys can be in the clubhouse, in the dugout, and on the road with those guys.
Castro was one of the first people out of the dugout to celebrate.
Those two are like the calming effect.
Oh, yeah.
That you add those guys into the mix in that dugout. Not saying that the Astros need a cheerleader by any means, but just having those guys watching what, pitch sequences and things like that.
Stuff up, yeah.
I mean, that's huge. That's huge. So, I don't know, man. For Game 2, if you jump on the Mariners early and get a couple runs off Castillo, dude, they're gonna fold.
Yeah.
How do you come back from what you just gave up yesterday?
I'm very curious to see. Castillo in his career has faced the Astros only one time, and he went. Oh, I lost it. He went 6 innings, allowed 2 earned runs, 2 hits, 7 Ks.
See, and the thing with that is
but that's only one start, and I don't know what year that was.
There's no familiarity there, which is fine.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad, but
right,
I think it's bad.
And it could be one of those games where he goes 6 strong, and then the bullpen comes in, and it all falls apart for the Mariners.
I see a game where he goes 5 and we get 4 on him.
Yeah, I was thinking that they
we just scratch.
That's what I'm saying. The
the
Astros are so talented and so good at researching a player.
Yeah, the R&D.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Game 3 is there times already announced?
Should
Saturday at
3
3 o'clock.
3 our time. Nice.
3 o'clock.
1 o'clock Seattle time. 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Yeah. I could see it being like a 3-1 ball game in the 5th or 6th, and then he gets yanked, and then they got to go through the bullpen, and then good luck after that. I don't know. Can we address Josh's camera work before we wrap this one up?
Yeah, incredible.
I want to know, Josh.
We'll drop the video in right now, so everyone tuning in on YouTube,
right?
Just
here?
watch this video right here.
Right here.
Right in between y'all. We're right. Yeah, we'll be right there. Yeah.
And I tweeted it out last night, I'm not trying to ball wash you by any means. I did that enough last night, but
yeah, man.
To have the wherewithal to not go nuts during that moment and to keep your hand steady to complete that shot of Yordan hitting that walk-off bomb, getting the bat flip, being able to maneuver the camera lens in and out of people going nuts around you and focusing on him rounding the bases and getting the home plate. Like, how did you do that? Like, honestly.
No, I appreciate that. But to be honest, it's just an out of body experience.
Right.
I just was like, yeah. I don't know. My legs were shaking. Everybody around me was jumping. A couple people bumped to me, and I was just like, "Stay still, stay still,
Yeah.
stay still." it was kind of crazy. As soon as I stopped recording, I literally like
came back to life.
Yeah,
essentially.
I just started yelling and shaking.
What a professional.
What a pro, dude.
What a
I
pro.
mean, my God.
What a pro.
Seriously, make sure to add that video in here. Like,
Yeah, I'll
people
put it in.
need. I'm sure a lot of people have already seen it. How many views was that? I saw.
It's at like 100K.
100,000 views.
Well, I saw it at 10 o'clock and it was like at 115. So it's probably more than that. I mean, dude, I don't know, man. Like, is that the best shot you've gotten?
That's the best shot of my life.
Yeah.
By far.
Best
Insane,
shot
dude.
of his life.
Insane.
I mean, it's one of the. I can't believe I got the shot. Any shot I would have gotten of it probably would have been the best shot of my life because that's such a huge home run. I mean, they said that was the only postseason walk-off home run in MLB history when a team's trailing by more than one run.
Kirk Gibson was the other one.
Oh yeah, sorry, second. Yeah,
Kirk Gibson was the other one. That was in the World
Should we
Series.
call Briggs right now?
you want to call him? Call
You
him.
want to try it again?
Why you're calling him? I want to
talk. One question. That's probably his best bat flip ever, and it was on deck.
Yeah, yeah, the on deck bat flip.
They're at practice right now.
Oh, they are
They're at
practicing right now.
They're
Yeah.
at workouts.
I just want to throw something out there to double down on my Altuve big game or a leadoff home run off Castillo. Altuve has a 316 batting average off the four-seamer this year and a 345 batting average off of sinkers.
Wow.
He can hit fastballs and sinkers.
Yeah.
So unless Castillo tries to go all slider with him and try and just not throw anything near the plate, if he throws a fastball or sinker over the plate, Altuve's going yard.
I think the biggest thing for me for game 2 for Framber, just throw strikes.
Throw strikes.
Throw strikes.
Throw strikes.
Minimize the walks and they'll be okay.
Pretty cool. Just not to do with the Astros, but as the Braves and Phillies game 2 is about to start, they're in rain delay right now. What the Braves are doing is pretty cool. When the gates open at 3, all food and non-alcoholic beverages are going to be discounted 50% off until first pitch. So their fans,
as everybody has to
that's
wait.
cool for the fans.
That's
really,
huge.
really
That's
cool.
really cool.
That's huge.
Baseball does some dumb shit, but that's really good.
Kudos to them, man. Like that's good shit. Yeah, because baseball does do some dumb shit.
So, I mean, game 2.
Yeah,
Game 2.
Let's go get the dub.
Got to win.
Quick look across the league. Dodgers won, Yankees won, and the Phillies beat the Braves.
That was huge.
They held on. They won 7-6. How about the Phillies, huh? Are the Phillies that team?
Are they the NL East
that
team? Are they that team?
Are they the Nationals?
I think it goes
What's
5.
happening in Philly?
Are they that team?
I think it goes 5 and the Braves win.
Max Fried did not look good yesterday.
No. And Matt, was it Masick?
Yeah, Matzik.
Tommy John. Yeah.
Tommy John for the Braves. But,
so they won't have him next series.
Man, I thought the Padres would get him, but Dodgers won, Yankees won. I still think the Guardians take it.
I think all those series either go 4 or 5.
Actually, I said the Guardians would take it in 4, which they would have to obviously win 3 straight now.
Yeah.
I mean, I can still see them doing it, winning 1 in New York and then 2 at home. If they win, it'll be in 5. So
yeah,
we'll see. Garrett Cole, I thought he was gonna implode yesterday. He gave up that bomb early on. I thought he was gonna, Big G. Let's just get this done.
All right, let's wrap it up. Let's go.
Is that it?
Go Stros.
Game 2.
Game 2.
Framber Valdez
Also, new mics.
versus
These are sexy mics.
Luis Castillo. That's gonna do it. We'll be back in a couple of days. Peace.
Love you guys.